Hello, everybody. My name is Juan Carlos Brando, and I am getting connected with you all from the office of the attorney Margaret W. Wong, who has been working in this branch of the law or this area for more than 40 years with the law firm Margaret W. Wong and Associates. And there's a lot going on right now in the United States, even with some decisions that have come out of the news. One of them is the intention of changing the date of the election this year. So we never heard something like that before, I think, in for many, many years. And also today we are in a kind of roller coaster because we have good decisions, good news, bad news, good news, bad news. But this is new for me. I'm just starting to learn about this, but we have an expert who has been working on these topics and this area for more than 4 years, which is Ms. Margaret Wong. Good morning or good afternoon, Ms. Wong, and I hope you are doing well. I saw you in a Facebook Live yesterday, and you mentioned that you were very upset for some decisions. How are you feeling today?
Better. You accept the loss. You're still in the 5 stages of grief, but somehow you go around it.
Yeah, so Ms. Wong, we heard something last week about DACA, that there was a court in Maryland that made a decision that was letting people file new applications for DACA and also advance parole. But what's specifically what happened a couple days ago?
Yes. So as of today is Thursday. As of Monday or Tuesday night, days are merging with the virus. President Trump's Department of Homeland Security came up with a decision saying that no new DACA filing. Advanced parole, you need extraordinary circumstances. And also, even for extension of DACA, if they approve, it will be only good for 1 year. And the time frame is until further notice. So listeners, if you have already a DACA, make sure you file the extension either now, but you're still going to get 1 year, because there was a time that we were filing extension, even though it's less than 180 days or more than 180 days, because the law does not specify. It's not like a C8 work permit or C10 work permit where you could only apply for extensions within 180 days. DACA, you can apply for extensions anytime. So those kids were lucky they get 2 years now. But all new filings is only good for 1 year.
Okay, so Ms. Wong, in this case, the people that already had a DACA for, let's say, 5 years, 6 years, can they still apply? Are they going to be affected by this new rule of 1 year?
Yes, they're still affected by 1 year. If they file now, they only get 1 year. But their old approval should have been for 2 years. But if they never had DACA, they can no longer file a new DACA.
Okay, so this is one of the bad news that we've had. Well, if you have a situation like this, please, before you make any decision, just call Ms. Margaret Wong, and she will be happy to help you with your case, and she will give you an advice that you will for sure take advantage of it. And she will help you, she will give you advice, and she will help if you have any other chances to get relief, an immigration relief. So we have a question here, Ms. Wong, and this person is asking, how can a DACA person get a green card?
A DACA person, you pretend you're just a new arrival, or you pretend you have papers or no papers. It's all new. So you can always get a green card through perm, a job offer, through family members, grandparents, spouses, parents, children over 21, 245I. So all other ways of otherwise eligible green card ways, you can still get green card with or without DACA.
Okay, so in this case, this person is saying that he has a daughter that is 9 years old, and she was born here. Can he apply through her?
The only way when you have children under 21 and you've been here more than 10 years, you can apply what we call the 42B, which is the non-LPR cancellation of removal, because I presume it takes 9 months to get pregnant and the daughter now is 9 years old. So he was here for at least 10 years. But that relief is only through the court system, which means that you have to be picked up by ICE, go to jail or something, NTA issued, now you file 42B. If you're just normal people like us sitting here, you cannot file 42B.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And for anybody who has any questions, just write them down in our Facebook Live. We are live right now, and these questions are free. So if you have any questions, please ask them right now, and Ms. Wong will answer them. I'll be happy to ask her your question. And we know there are a lot of questions going on right now. So yesterday came another news about immigration that was referred about the public charge rule.
Yeah.
What is the public charge rule and what was decided yesterday?
Yes. First question, what is public charge? Public charge has been on the books for 40, 50 years. It means that anytime you want a green card, either through American Consulate overseas or adjustment of status in America, you cannot be on public welfare, Section 8, Medicaid, or Medicare, anytime, but Obamacare is not public charge, all right? So the definition is what's public charge? The law doesn't allow us to get on public welfare. Public charge is by definition a federal, it's not a system where you paid in. So Social Security is not a public charge because I paid into it, I'm getting my social. But on the other hand, the last 10 years, you don't have a work permit, you could not accept a social. So there are billions of dollars in our Social Security system where because we paid our taxes, but because I have no papers, I cannot claim it. But that's not public charge. So yesterday, what happened is a court ruled that in this time of virus, the President Trump cannot enforce public charge. So what it means is that starting in February, whenever we file adjustment of status, the 485 in America, you have to file a 944. It means that from now on, when you file the green card application, which is a 485, you don't need to file the 944. But the same thing, this is the court. It's not the US Supreme Court. It's only a federal court, but it really controls certain jurisdiction, which means that at this time, we don't know what that means. But the ruling says that we cannot enforce this law in the time of virus because everybody is suffering. So as an immigration lawyer, under immigration lingo and logos, it means that the 944 need not be filed. I don't necessarily think this would be upheld. So if I were you, I would still file the 944 with the 485 because you don't want them to take your money and then deny the whole case because it's just like DACA. You don't want them to take your money and now they say, oh, you couldn't have it or you could only have 1 year.
Yeah, that's correct. So we have another question here is Nicole. She's asking this next question and she says, hello, Juan and Margaret. And this is the question. I am a British citizen. How do I obtain permission, if possible, to assist travel with an elderly parent who is a green card resident and he wants to return back to the United States?
Oh, that British, you have ESTA. Because green card parents will go back home, I would just apply. I'm surprised you should have ESTA and could have ESTA. ESTA is like a visa waiver that's good for 90 days. And also because of the virus, ESTA now could be, and historically there's no such thing, but now it started. You could extend ESTA for 30 more days. So I would presume she can come on ESTA. If she cannot come on ESTA, then she should apply for a tourist visa, which is good for 5 or 10 years. I think what she needs to do is because the elderly parents have its green card, and I presume she's single because she's traveling with them. So she's over 21, single, and the green card parents are living in England. They can still file the I-130 petition for her to get a green card. Nowadays, green card parents for over 21-year-old son, which is family 2B, is only taking 5 years. I would file that. So in the meantime, just come on ESTA or whatever if they grant it.
Okay, that's a good thing, and also because some of them really need assistance on the plane and to travel, they cannot travel by themselves. So we have a question in Spanish. I will translate for this person. I think this person doesn't speak English, so it's Manolo. Is asking, how long does it take to get the citizenship? If you could answer my question. Thank you.
It depends on what state you live in. Ohio and Cleveland has been voted the best state in the country to get citizen and green card. In Ohio, it takes anywhere between 2.5 months to 4 months prior to the virus, but depends on where you live. California, it takes a lot longer because there's just a lot of people living there. New York depends on which borough you live in. It runs anywhere between 6.5 months to 1.5 years. So really it runs anywhere from 4 months to 1.5 years, depends on the state of where you live in.
Okay, so this answer from Ms. Wong for Manolo, I'm going to translate into Spanish. I know this is in English, but this person is asking in Spanish. ¿Cuánto tiempo se lleva ahorita la ciudadanía? Si me pudieran contestar. Nos dice la abogada que depende mucho del estado donde usted esté viviendo, que si en el estado de Ohio, allá puede ser mucho más rápido, que puede ser unos 4 a 6 meses, pero si es en estados como California, como el estado de Nueva York, se tarda mucho más porque el tiempo de procesamiento es más largo por la cantidad de personas que viven en esos estados y hacen sus respectivas solicitudes. If you want more information, please call 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. So this same person, Nicole, the one who asked the prior question about her traveling from the UK to the United States with her elderly parent, is asking, I do have ESTA, but because of the COVID, the proclamation rule restricts me.
See, that's the problem. That's really not an immigration question. It's more like a White House question and a health question. So now that's why I filed the I-130, because then she'll become a green card holder. Because if the parents die, she would never get that green card. But if the parent die after filing, there's a way I can still get her a green card because all these new laws.
Okay, that's very interesting. So we are not saying that we want somebody to pass away or to die, but we never know. So just contact Ms. Wong, 216-279-3984, and try to get your green card because I think it's a good way to stop having these kind of issues. And it might be even cheaper for you if you could do this process and just get an immigration relief. So thank you very much for this question. So now Susanna is asking the next question. My cousin applied this past Monday for DACA. Where does he stand? Where should we go from here? He paid the $750 plus $495 for immigration fee. Will he get his money back, or should we wait out?
Yes, they will get the money back. That's what the memo said. The memo said in between time, when people already have applied, they should get a rejection, which is the money back. But if I were you, I would keep the whole set and just do a void check, cancel the check, because who knows, maybe 2 weeks later, another law came and say, now you can apply. So just keep the whole package, just void the check, that's all.
Okay.
And they may give you the old aid back, so you'll be first more in line. Immigration is weird. Today is this, tomorrow is that. And poor people like us, I'm getting old, that I still have to learn all this, because things are moving.
Yeah, is this because of politics, Ms. Wong?
Of course, it's all politics because we need to win. I mean, he wants to win the election. That's why, we have to fight this. America is not a land of politics. Then they should go to Venezuela. They should go to, wherever they want to go to, China. America is a land of the law. That's not nice.
Yeah, so and that's absolutely right. And well, we have a lot more questions. Can I do advanced parole to apply for a green card? I have DACA and I am married to a citizen. Thank you.
Yes, I would not file the I-130 yet because immigration, anytime they see the I-130, very much they deny parole. So definitely file that parole, but you need extraordinary circumstances. Right now, because we have done so many paroles in my 45 years, it used to be you file it and it's approved. Now you need medical letters, and worse is they want to know the diagnosis versus the prognosis. I'm a lawyer, I'm not a doctor. So, there are days that we give them like 3 medical reports and they keep coming back. So, but absolutely file it and see what they say. I would love to hear what the results are. You'd be
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. Please file as soon as possible because there are some ways that you can do something for your case. And of course, try to contact an attorney who is going to help you with your case, with your immigration issues. So we're receiving more and more questions today, but I just want to remind everyone that Ms. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States: Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. So you can call to the main office in Cleveland, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984, and she will take care of your case. She will take care of everything that's going on in your immigration concern. So please give us a call, 216-279-3984, and you will be able to resolve your case if it's possible, because something else that Ms. Wong can tell people is if you don't have any chance right now, we're not going to take your money, which is very important. But just wait for some governments to change or for some rules to change. And that's why, Ms. Wong, how likely is this public charge rule or this DACA situation likely to change in a couple of weeks again?
I don't think, as a foreign person myself that came from foreign land, I don't necessarily think the public charge rule is a lot, of course, different families, different issues. I really think as immigrants or as foreign people, I really think DACA, in terms of importance, the August 25th deadline is very important because it's historically, you can always get a work permit whenever you file asylum. Now they change. I think that's of utmost importance, that something needs to change. The second thing that needs to change is DACA, because it has been around for a long time. You couldn't have all these young people getting DACA and somehow they say no. And then because they weren't 15 years old at that time, they couldn't file and somehow they say no. That's the second important. I think public charge may not be as important in my mind, my personal impression, as some other rules that I really think is very vindictive, because public charge really only means whoever wants to apply for green card should not get on welfare, which really is the right thing to do. But now Trump is making, that law is on the books for like 50, 100 years, because in those days there was no public charge. Public charge didn't come in until Johnson, the whole American industrial people losing their jobs. But those are more for American people. And people like us, we don't necessarily go on welfare, so I'm not too worried about the public charge. But I think both sides, the Democratic side, Republican side, are making all these issues just to get Trump riled up. But we have to be fair. There's certain issues that's urgent. There's certain issues that's important. There's certain issues that's not important and not urgent.
Yes, and that's true, Ms. Wong. And this is all about politics and just arguments. But the people somehow get affected by those decisions because immigrants They are being affected through DACA, through asylum cases. So if, in this case, with the asylum applications, Ms. Wong, August the 25th is just 25 or 26 days away from now. Is there still a chance that someone can file an asylum before that date?
Oh, yes. That's why most law firms like ours were very, very busy because it's not just the filing deadline, it's also lodging. So lodging, what is lodging versus filing? You can lodge asylum, a 589 in court after NTA is issued. But once you lodge, the 151 days started because there was a time when you file asylum, you have to do an open court. So when the judges are busy, you couldn't file. The open court means that you have to be the judge there. I'm the lawyer there. My client is there. So we have to run up. The judge signs it, and that's a step. Open court. And then slowly it changed because courts became, there's shortage of judges. Slowly it changed to lodging. So lodging also 151 days. So we have cases. So most law firms have cases. Actually, I'm pretty lucky because I have a really great team. So we lodge and then we file because it's like trial strategy, trial techniques. That's what people learn in law school, civil procedure, criminal procedure, those are all trial techniques. So a lot of times we lodge and then we file later to start running up the 151 days. So that is no longer. So actually, I'm getting calls from some nice clerk of courts from courts and say, hey, Margaret, you want to lodge or you want to file? Because lodging is useless now, which is very nice of him or her, whoever called, and I thank them. Because lodging is no longer useful. So cases that you have lodged and you got the work permit, but you never filed, there's also a deadline. So just this morning, I asked our data guy. We have someone in the office who just run data for us. Who inputs. He's good. So we have to find all the lodging cases, all the non-filing cases, all the file cases, and double check them to make sure who's more than 1 year, who's less than 1 year, how many times do we get it. It's just a mess. So these are things. It's not just a filing. It's cases that's lodged. Does lodge count towards filing? Because it's not fair. Because I already got this client 6 years of work permit. If we never file the 589, you only lodge, no more work permit. So for me, it's more like a ethical violation. That's not good. So we are going through all these cases, and it's just a lot of work. It's just, I think he's making us work too hard. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. But some people are lucky, and a lot of people are lucky that they have an attorney that has a lot of experience, because somehow you have been working at least with the government of at least 5 or 6 presidents of the United States.
A lot.
Or even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
right.
Working. I'm
That's
talking
right.
about those over 4 years that you have
That's
been
right.
working.
That's right.
If each president has been there for 8 years, we have at least 5 or 6 presidents that have been there. So it's very important to know the story, the recent story of the United States, and also know what they are doing with the rules and the immigration rules, and how important immigration is for this country. And that's why in an election year, they are doing a lot that affects the immigration. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Please contact Ms. Wong, and she will answer your questions. And just remember that she has offices in 9 cities of the United States. In Atlanta, I am actually today in Atlanta. Ms. Wong is actually in Cleveland today. Offices in Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Memphis, Atlanta, Minneapolis, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. So there are another group of attorneys that can help out with your immigration case. So please give us a call, 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Ms. Wong, a couple more questions that are coming through our Facebook Live. So this question is, Jeffrey, what is the present situation for those that are waiting for court proceedings after filing for asylum? He has a work authorization, but the case is for the next month to determine his fate.
Okay, so that's probably an IH. There are two kinds of court proceedings when a case is already NTA. There's a charging document. In criminal law, charging document is an indictment or information only, or a ticket, DUI, there's a ticket. That's a charging document in criminal. In immigration, which is civil law, before April 96 is called the OSC, or the show cause. After April of 97, it became NTA, notice to appear. So what he's saying is that I already have my notice of appear, I already got my work permit. Next month, there's probably an IH, even though he said next month is a hearing for his fate. There are two types of proceeding. One is an MC, master calendar, one's an IH, individual hearing. Right now, the unfairness of it is that most Latino cases, they're advancing, they're making it faster because it is shorter, because Latino cases, we don't have that much history. Unlike the Chinese cases, the Indian cases, that's invariably at 245I, CISPA, there's a lot of other issues. Most Latino cases, because there was a time that most people in the Latino world, we don't care about green card. We just care about work permit and let us work, and then we go back home for a wedding, we come back. So what this question is, next month, there will be an IH to determine, the judge will be asking my lawyers questions. My advice is, number one, you really need some serious prep and ask your lawyer that. Number two, depends on what city and state you are in. Some cities and states, they give you 15 to 30 days to file relief. That means you have to tell them what you want the judge to do, or the exhibit list, expert testimony, witness statement, psychological testing, all that. So you have to file it. If it's next month, you should know, you already must have met with your lawyer at least 5 times, the paralegal, 3 times, collect all the documents. Your lawyer should be prepping the expert. We work with a wonderful expert. His name is Mr. Slack. I should know his first name. I always call him Professor Slack. He's a professor. He already wrote at least 1, if not 2 books that I love his book. So, and we have to prep them, because even though they're expert, they're only country experts, but the lawyers know the law, lawyers know the individual story. Is that just a gang case? It's difficult now for gangs, because under Trump, gang cases are no longer, family cases are no longer. So you really have to know the current law. So my advice is, you need to talk to your lawyer to collect documents to win your case. And don't think we lose cases because we are from Latino countries. I think that's a very wrong attitude. You need some, like terrorist countries, the terrorism bar, the prosecutorial bar. You can't go in there thinking, I don't have my 10 years. It's only Mexico, I cannot win my asylum. I have 3 children, they're very healthy, I cannot win a non-LPR cancellation. My criminal record is so bad, I would never win LPR cancellation. You can't do that. You have to prepare. And even if you lose in glory. It's like going to battle. No generals lose 100 out of 100, but no generals win 100 out of 100. You go back, you refrain, you appeal, you get a remand, you go to it's really a lot of fun what we do. So, and 1 month is coming up. Instead of seeing as a lose, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my work permit, I'm going to get deported. Talk to your lawyer and push them, because lawyers like us, we want to be pushed. We want you to call us and say, hey, what are you doing for me? I pay you all those money. You do something, why am I paying you? I mean, it's just hard to make money like us. We're not millionaires. I mean, we can't afford the kind of money that we pay lawyers if they don't do anything. That's not nice. And as you get older, like me, I know how hard it is to work. I know how hard when they have 3 kids in America, they're scared. Their life is here, the house is here, they work in a restaurant, the restaurant is here. What are they going to do if they go back to Mexico or Guatemala? That's so stupid. You see?
Yes, and that's true. And that's why you say it's hard to make a living.
It is. It's so hard to make a living, but it's fun. You get another the adrenaline when I just had a breakfast meeting with Mr. Drucker, Mr. Patel, Ms. Fabiola, and we were talking about another case that it was dragging on for 9 years. It was such a fun case, but now 3 of us, we divided up our jobs, and Mr. Drucker have to listen. I know time is up because my assistant is telling me, but we have to listen to 10 hours of recording. We have to have a software company type up the testimony, because you don't get a court record because it's a continued case. It's really fun. And now we have a new judge who's not an immigration lawyer to start. See, immigration lawyers, they know the stuff. They know our tricks. They know how we work the case. the trial techniques, but these are judges who are not immigration people. So we have to actually educate them, people like us, how we think, and that's different.
Yeah, that's true. And so we're going to dismiss with this last question. Can you remarry while you have a vow determination pending with your ex-wife?
Yes, you can remarry after you file. I would like them not to, but the answer is yes. You should file when you're still married, but after you file, you could divorce and marry.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
And they can get married again?
Yes. I would like
Okay.
them not to. I would like them not to. I would like them not to, but the law allows you to.
Okay, that's
in the interview, they'll testify and when did you know him? Oh, I know him when he was still married. I'm like, what? You're supposed to be abused by a wife, then why did you meet her and have an affair? If I were the wife, I would beat him up too, So these are things that you have to be careful about.
Yeah, that's very true, Ms. Wong. And thank you very much for your honesty and for clarifying everything that we have asked today. Thank you very much. Have a nice lunch today. And I hope that everything goes well in the immigration field in the United States.
Thank you, Mr. Wong.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And for everyone who is connected here with us, please give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. And Ms. Margaret Wong will be happy to answer your questions, to give you an answer, to help you get an immigration relief. And of course, you can call to any of our 9 offices across the United States, which is a very good service, 216-279-3984. And in this office, over 30 languages are spoken, so they can help you in any of these cities. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Please give us a like on our Facebook page and follow up with us for every single new that is coming up on Fridays, on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday in the Spanish Facebook, and Thursday, of course, in the English Facebook, Margaret W. Wong and Associates, 216-279-3984. Thank you very much.